NHL game review of the night: Penguins versus Jets. Pittsburgh wins this one 4-0. Before we get into the scoring and to the board here, just a quick few notes. Pittsburgh comes into this game on a 7-game win streak. They've really just completely flipped the switch on this one. They're playing playoff hockey. Their puck pursuit is relentless. Their stick checking is nonstop. They make it very difficult for teams to get through the neutral zone, and once they're in their own zone, they're not there. The visitors team is just not there for long, and there's no easy play. That, and along with a lot of their hard work, they put their hard hats on, and they're creating their own luck, really, because the first 3 goals of this game, the last one being an empty netter, were very lucky. That's my dog shaking the camera. So, and from a Winnipeg standpoint here, not that they didn't play hard, they didn't play as desperate. And that on top of early in the first period, Nikolai Ehlers gets hurt. Off of sort of a crazy dump in just off the blue line there. He turns, he shoots, runs right into Crosby, who hits him shoulder to shoulder, and you could see he was kind of discharged from it. I mean, Crosby's not that much of a bigger player than he is, but he's definitely the smaller guy, and he looked immediately, you could see he was hurt. He went to the bench, he came back on the ice a little while afterwards, went for a skate, went back off and then didn't come back for the rest of the game. So that was kind of a key player the Jets were missing there. So let's get to the scoring. So first period, Pittsburgh goes ahead 1-0. Mantha gets his first of the game on a power play from Pettersson and Gensel. Then Pittsburgh goes ahead 2-0. Oh, I digress here. This first goal goes off of a stick, off a heavily screened Hellebuck, and goes off Blake Wheeler's stick and into the net. It gets redirected like almost 1.5 to 2.5 feet from where it was initially shot into the side of the net. Just, you couldn't blame him on that one. And neither can you on the next one, on Cullen's goal to make it 2-0 for Pittsburgh. His 4th of the season, assisted by Aston Reese and Jack Johnson there. And this goal's even weirder because it goes off of the ear of Matt Cullen. Now, this was sort of a rush to the net. There's about 3-4 players jockeying for space, but literally hits him, in the face, in the ear, and goes into the net. What are you going to do? Hellebuck's going like, what? What? Is that fair? Yeah, because, it's 2-0 now. So the shots in that period were 10-7 for Pittsburgh. Second period here, Simon scores, gets his 6th of the season, assisted by Malkin. What's weird about this one? It's a cross-ice pass from one side to the next, and Hellebuck looks like the save of the game. He has to reach almost. He reaches, and it looks like it's just on the red line. Grabs the puck. You could see one of the Pittsburgh players complaining right away that the glove looked like it was in the net. Now there was a few different angles shot on this, and from 2 of them, it looked like he had it. It looked like it was a save, and initially the referee called it a no goal. But upon the review from the Toronto office there, the camera from inside the net, shooting from the crossbar down, top of the crossbar down, showed the puck was clearly in the net. So there you have it. It's 3-0 Pittsburgh, and shots were 15-11 for the Penguins in that period. And then third period, you get your empty netter. Nothing really lucky about this one. Letang gets his 10th of the season, assisted by Crosby, and Cullen, who gets his 2nd point of the night. Shots are 33 apiece in this game, strangely enough. Murray gets a shutout, obviously. Hellebuck makes 29 saves on 32 shots for a .906 save percentage. On the power play, Pittsburgh goes 1 for 3. Winnipeg goes 0 for 1 on their power play. Hits are 46-24 for the Jets. Jets being slightly the bigger team, but face-offs 36-32 for the Jets. Now you may think some of those stats may mean more in the playoffs. We'll see. In their last 10, Pittsburgh is now 9-1-0 with an 8-game win streak. The Jets 6-4-0, this being their first loss of that stretch. Pittsburgh record is now 22-12-6. Winnipeg's now 25-12-2. I want to say that Pittsburgh is like a point behind Washington for the division lead there. Although Washington has a game in hand still, and then behind the two of those teams is Columbus, and then not too far behind that are the New York Islanders, and after that it's every other team is basically 7 points off the beat. But Pittsburgh's back. The next game for Pittsburgh, I ran out of magnets here, is versus the Chicago Blackhawks on Sunday, January 6th. Winnipeg's next game is also on Sunday. It's versus the Dallas Stars. Saturday's games / tomorrow, you have Calgary versus Philadelphia. You think that would be a no-brainer, really. Then you have the Minnesota Wild versus the Ottawa Senators. Minnesota's struggling to get back into a wild card playoff spot, and Ottawa is basically at the bottom of the East right now, even worse than Philly. But you never know. You cannot. I mean, in the NHL in general, you can't really guarantee games, no matter how badly a team is doing. But Ottawa has been known to just win games they're not supposed to win. So we'll see what happens there. I believe Anders Nielsen, who was recently traded from Vancouver to Ottawa, might be backstopping this game for the Senators as well. Next game we have Buffalo and Boston. This might be the game of the night right here. Boston's trying to climb their way back into I believe they are in a wild card spot, but they're trying to claw their way back into that third spot in the division. And Buffalo is just been on a bit of a slide lately. Eichel will not play for this game. He missed Florida's last game, and he'll be sort of reevaluated. I believe it's an upper body injury. He might play against New Jersey on Tuesday. Next game here, we have the Vancouver Canucks against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Pettersson obviously won't play this game because of the leg injury he suffered against Montreal in their last one. He kind of fell backwards very awkwardly. I have a news update I released earlier today. You can learn more about that there. And for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Frederik Andersen, their starting goalie, won't be playing this game. It's already been decided that Hutchinson will play his second game in a row for Toronto after losing that one against the Wild. Next up, we have the Nashville Predators versus the Montreal Canadiens. Then we have the Columbus Blue Jackets versus the Florida Panthers. Then we have New York Islanders versus the St. Louis Blues. This should actually be a very interesting game, too. The Islanders have been really good of late. Barry Trotz has really righted that ship, and their goaltenders have been playing well on top of that. St. Louis, Allen has been playing well. Not to mention, St. Louis is starting to score. They're starting to fight again for that puck. And albeit Tarasenko missed the last game, so I don't even know if he'll even play this one. Then we have the Edmonton Oilers versus the Los Angeles Kings. Edmonton desperately needs to win this game if they want to get back into the wild card playoff spot. Right now, it's occupied, I believe, by, I want to say Dallas and Anaheim. But Minnesota and Edmonton sit just outside of that. And I know Oilers coming off like a 5 or 6 game losing streak or something. LA could be the medicine that ails them. We'll see. Then the last game of the night, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning in San Jose to face the Sharks. This could also be a game of the night as well. San Jose has been turning it around lately, sort of proving more and more that the playoff team, playoff juggernaut we thought they might be. Carlson has picked it up. That's part of it. And Tampa Bay is just Tampa Bay, really. That's all there is to say about that. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on tonight's games, especially this one, obviously. If you like this video, hit that like button. If subscribe if you haven't already. And if you know any Hockey Geek friends, hey, please don't feel shy about sharing. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.